We're here at the old farmhouse, and this is the studio and the wood shop that my parents have used for the last 40 years, and just kind of want to make a video letting them talk about it and just memories we had. So I guess let's just start walking in.
Okay.
And why don't we talk about this awning first? I mean,
Yeah, that was actually the first thing that we put on, and we used to stain a lot of our things big, close to stain. We really made a lot of stuff out of here. Hang everything up out here. A friend of mine, my Vietnam buddy, Mac McGrath, helped to build this out here. We built it in an afternoon.
and you guys would just, there'd be a big bucket of stain right over here.
big
And I remember, Mom, you would have all the ventilation, or
Right, the masks.
the masks on,
And
and
then we'd stand them up really fast, hang them up, and then we would have to rub them out.
We had big tables out here
We had
and
big
rub out
tables.
everything, and it was
and
big
and there was just hooks. I mean, you can kind of still see there's nails all over, and they would just hang,
We had special hooks.
yeah, special hooks, and let them air dry. And
It really worked out well, and a lot of ventilation because we were trying to get a minimum of brain damage.
right, okay.
Well, come on in. This is
there-
a 100 and probably 120-year-old building that we've added on to in the years just to make it bigger. This is we had posters all over the walls.
Yep.
I've left a few of them up here just to kind of
Just
remind
tons
us
of
that-
posters of awards and all the
awards and-
festival, a lot of first places, a lot of
Yeah.
best of shows,
This
and
was a nice museum tour that we were involved in. We were really honored to have that. We've got more pictures up here. This was the original part where we started to build and work out of. Had the old wood stove that my father had gotten for us.
yeah. What's the story with the wood stove? Because this is a really nice,
Yeah.
I mean, antique wood stove, and
Yeah, they used
I
to
mean-
have, they called them octopuses, and they had a big metal thing around them. They were in all the old basements.
it's really nice. And it's, how old do you think that thing is?
Oh, that's, I'm gonna say that's 70 years old.
And it's even got Dowagiac, Michigan on it. It's,
And it really heated
Oh,
up.
yeah.
it heated this place up.
Heated
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, we had a radial arm saw here, we had joiners under here. In here we had drill presses and bandsaw, a big 32-inch bandsaw right
And-
in this area.
And about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, you guys had a big auction and sold
Right.
everything off and moved a lot of the stuff over to your hangars in Dowagiac.
Yeah, and this had a big sander here, wide belt sander, two pedestal sanders right here with the dust collection system. It was really quite an operation.
All right.
Then,
Well, let's go back this way.
then,
We got,
this was,
this is still the original building. I mean, this section we're in here is how old do you think this is? I mean,
well, this section, well, it's been rebuilt. We had to rebuild the roof on it, but this section is all 120 years old. This back
Then
here.
you drywalled.
drywalled it and finished certain areas. And then this is, I like this because this is pretty,
This was
Nice.
originally just like a lean-to for livestock. And
Okay.
so we put a new roof, the roof was falling down on it, we poured concrete and we added it right over here. We used this for art storage.
mainly
Areas.
storage, and the back room you can kind of see there's
Yeah.
remnants of just still art. You got woodworking you got back in
Yeah.
there, and then
Our displays.
And then there's
displays, art
another
show.
room over here. These were basically all dust-free rooms. because
Okay.
We had so much sanding going on in the other rooms. And we've got some artwork back here that we
Still got some art.
We're in the process of moving out and turning
Yeah.
the page on this episode of our life. It's been
Yeah.
wonderful. We've enjoyed it.
All right, and now we're gonna walk into the addition that you
Yeah,
built. This
yeah.
addition, when was this? This
Well,
was
we built this in 1980. We were just doing so well that we needed more room for joiners and planers, and so we added this 40 by 40, and we poured the concrete. And you kids were probably about 9 or
Yep.
10 years old, and I came out after the guys had finished the concrete, and
There's
I
our-
saw that you guys' footprints all over it. I was so mad.
there's our footprints
And,
when we were.
even got a leaf right here that's about as perfect as can be.
Yeah.
And but
Yeah, and
over
even
over the years, when I would walk out here and see those footprints, they were just, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed them. As mad as I was the day that I cussed you guys out,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing those.
yeah.
This
So
was another area for the
Big
huge
sander.
sander.
They had a
That
big, huge stroke sander here.
That was my
And-
station.
that
We
was
had a seat duplicator right over here.
so.
We had the
So-
lumber rack over here, both sides of the lumber rack. that was
Yeah,
filled with
with
bird's eye
lumber. and-
maple and walnut and cherry and.
So your dad's job mainly was like the cutting.
Yes.
In that room, we had the bandsaws and stuff, and then mom was kind of the finisher, the sander. She was
the brains of the
she was the
outfit.
accountant, and I mean, she really was good at
She
taking
did.
the books and.
She scheduled every single show. She made sure there were appointments. We got.
But she was also good at sanding.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you guys both worked. You guys both worked really hard out here. She was a.
She would tell me what to design, and we'd design it, and we'd do very well.
And then the staining too. You were really good at the staining and finishing in it, and
Yeah.
it was a really joint operation. I mean, and even me and Bob got involved in
Yes.
a lot of the stuff, and
Sand.
Sanding, I had you guys.
we were sanding, and we even had jigs set up where we were, pulling the drill press down and doing holes and stuff,
You
and
guys would come to the art shows and,
sell, and it was a family endeavor. And then.
I'll bring a couple hand mirrors out.
Okay.
Just wait.
And then what, Mom? You hired one person one
Right.
time. I mean, it was mainly family people, but at one point we had hired somebody that helped us.
right, and he was a sander too.
So, I mean, it got,
And-
in the height of it, we were hustling pretty good, you know?
Hustling, and through that, doing those shows, built the farmhouse out there.
Right, so,
So, and these were the only jobs we had. We didn't have any outside jobs, and we did this for over 35 years,
full time, yeah.
full time.
And we were doing, what, about 20 shows a year? Or what was the height? I know you guys dialed it back for a while.
We were doing 15 shows a year, I guess, in the early stages, maybe 20. But mainly, we would start out in April. That's when our season started. And then it would end right about the first week of December. That would be our last show. And then we would build stock all winter
Right.
and get
And then
ready
you-
for
and-
the spring show. And then sometimes you didn't know what shows you were going to get into. It wasn't a guarantee. So
Right.
some weekends you had to double book, and
so
if we got in both of them,
Dad would go one way with me or Bob, and I would go and the other way. And you were driving trailers around and setting up the display, and
And I'm just pulling out a few things, just a few things of probably the hundreds that we made and sold. These were the hand mirrors, not glued in, Serena. And Serena did all the finishing on these. Made these out of scraps, we had that and the forks and the salad stuff, and that just always, rather than to burn it. We had this, and then
You
we
got
had some crazy stuff too. These are some clocks that we used to make, and they're a little dusty right now. We've got one in two of them in our house that we're living in now.
and then the biggest seller was the baskets, the foldable baskets,
baskets,
and then of course the rocking chairs.
the rocking chairs.
And it did experiment with a lot of other stuff. I mean, these.
This, and we had a business card holders and calendar
Oh, yeah.
holders.
Jewelry
Yeah,
boxes,
we
all
had
types of stuff.
types
Yeah.
of-
So
Been really
it was a lot of work, and
fun.
we walked in this other room just to kind of showcase some more artwork here. And what do we got here?
Well, this is from the past, and this is where it all started. Actually, it started with some stained glass we were doing. But we started making these, and they were original design. They called them our four-way planner. They mounted on a wall, and you could put ferns and all kind of flowers on here that drape down. Okay.
And that was, you guys were doing that in the 70s. I mean,
we did that about mid-70s, and we went to the first show. We sold about $1,000 worth, and these were really big sellers. We actually built a house by what we did with them.
and they were, that was all you were selling, were just these, right?
These, and they were singles, and there were two
All different designs.
Different
all
designs.
This is just the one four-way we loved, and they had Italian tiles in them, which later on, as we started to do a lot better shows, we couldn't use Italian tiles in them anymore. We started to make our own tiles. Then we phased those out. We started to go into bandsawed work. This is all taken out of the same piece of wood. It's got lids on each one of them.
Just a nice jewelry box. And
Jewelry box, just
Little-
to catch all. And they were fun to make, and they all came out of that piece of wood right here where my thumb is. They're bandsawed out. Those were nice, and we had a lot of other small boxes. We were in the boxes for a long time. People were really loving boxes. Then we started to make the bandsawed baskets. We were one of the first on the market with them. Got a lot of people that copied us, and that's all right. We were selling so many, we didn't.
And we had all different types of styles. You had
Oh, yeah.
octane or hexagon. You had oval ones. You
Yeah.
had the apple basket was probably the most popular, right?
Yep, this is out of cherry and maple. These we were using oak and walnut and bird's eye maple. Then after the baskets, we started to do what were called, we call them incabanas, but they really weren't incabanas. They're just single stem. If you put a flower, there's pegs in here and water. And these look just really marvelous with a nice cut flower, or we had some dried arrangements that we put in them. These were very popular, and they're all done on a bandsaw with a sculptured look. We had smaller ones that these look really nice. They don't do them justice.
Yeah, they are
here.
nice.
It just doesn't do them justice without something in them. And then we had the contemporary styles right here. We had a bunch of different ones where the stem comes right up through here. But it was all fun. We
Yeah.
always had a fun time building them, and the beautiful finish on them, I have to just give my wife. She was just so
She
meticulous
was.
and made sure everything was just perfect on them.
She
and
was
they're
a-
just smooth right now. Even this one's
Yeah.
35 years old. It's just smooth as a Dickens.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
Okay, well,
continue the tour. All right, real quick, we just came in the house. We wanted to talk about the chairs along with all the other artwork and woodworking they've done. So these are the classic Garvelink rockers. What do you want to say about them, Dad? And
well, this one was the first one, the original that we built, and we made quite a few of these. These were relatively hard to make, a lot of jigs and fixtures. But they were nice. We made them out of bird's eye maple, cherry, walnut, like this one is. And then we went to this low back. It was kind of a reversed Windsor style. And this one went on both of them went on a museum tour. Both of them have gotten awards, best of show in quite a few places. These are made out of, this one's out of walnut and maple. And there's absolutely no metal in these. It's just all splined joinery. You can see the splines right here, and if it's not splined, then it's pinned. Well, you can see the pins that are right in that tenon joint.
okay,
And, these
and
were just really, they got us into a lot of really good shows. They won us a lot of awards,
and these out of everything just really showcased your woodworking
Yes,
talent.
they
I mean,
did.
these are by far the best
yeah.
things you've ever made. How many hours do you think it takes to make one of these?
These are about, making 5 at a time, they're about 40 to 50 hours.
To make one of them.
These are a little bit less, maybe 35 hours. They both were really wonderful. You know, always a good feeling to finish them. And
He had
they,
to
again,
design the jig to
Yeah.
make the,
the bow bend, and the finish on them still. This chair is 35 years old. the finish is just gorgeous, thanks to my lovely wife Serena.
And she would,
Always
yeah,
the
she
best.
was finishing them
Always the
and
best.
sanding them, and it really was a
And then
joint
they were
effort.
all, signed with his,
Yep, right there. It's got a brand where he, branded them with his
Actually,
signature.
this one was the original chair that I built.
The first one.
Yeah, and so all the rest of them are sculptured seats. I decided to sculpture them, and this is the sculptured seat that we did on all our rockers.
Yeah.
This was the first one that you have now, Austin, and it's the original. And has
and he gave it to me on, Valentine's Day.
Valentine.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Which one do you like, Mom? I mean, do you like the low boys or the low back, or do you like the
Well,
taller one?
I like the, one I got for Valentine's Day.
And that was this one?
This one.
Okay.
Right there,
This
yeah.
is the first
I think I like this one. These ones better because it's more of a traditional
Yep.
rocking. I mean, it really does look like an antique rocking chair.
And
These
then-
are nice too. I really do like these, but I think this one is my favorite too. It really is.
And
and you
got
gotta-
a set of brakes.
Yep, it's got brakes in the
So
back,
that
so you can't.
Can't hit the wall.
Both of them have those, and they were always the hit of the art shows. When
Oh,
we
yeah.
when we go to the art shows, people would just, I mean, be in awe by them, and they did. They won a lot of awards, best of show, and he really did make a name for himself. Or both of you guys made a name for being the top tier woodworkers. So
We
got-
did
when
only
we
the
were-
best shows.
When we were in Florida, one year, we got a call from a guy that wanted one of our chairs because he and his wife were gonna have a baby, and they were, using his mom's chair that she bought from us
At Ann Arbor.
at Ann Arbor, and she wanted the chair back.
okay,
And so he called us and said, I wanna buy one of your chairs.
And that was just 4 years ago. We had 3 chairs left. We pulled the chairs for the family. We had 3 chairs left out here, and we sold one of those.
okay. Well, yeah, that's a cool story. So, all right. Well, let's head back out to the shop, and we'll continue the tour in the shop. And yeah, look at this shot. Just a great shot of the chairs and the artists behind them. So, all right, let's continue on. I guess let's keep moving, and we had more racks, and this is
Back
just
here, this was,
storage, and
storage and a lot of things.
and this was quote
Then
unquote.
later, then Austin, our son, had a business on Amazon where he had
Yeah.
boxes. We had boxes that we sold.
Shipping
sold stuff
boxes
shipping
out and-
boxes
And this room we're in is called what? The hot rod room is what we
the
call.
hot rod room, and then I rebuilt airplanes here. Mom had a canvas business here for a while, so it was hot rods, airplanes, canvas, and right
And-
now it's just a catch-all because we're ready to turn the page,
Yeah.
and this is just catching everything that we've got to move out when we finally move
Yeah,
out.
and it's got a nice door here that heads outside.
Looks out into just a beautiful, beautiful situation.
The main room was just tons of sawdust
Oh,
and
yeah.
tons of
And the
dust.
dust collector collected that sawdust and blew it out the back.
Yep, we had a whole dust collection system,
Yeah.
and he's got air compressor stuff that hoses and stuff.
Airlines all the way through the whole shop, yep.
And yeah, it was really set up,
Yeah,
and
it really still is. Still, the airlines are here, and I mean, it was a real good production
it was
shop.
it was nice. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and we did have this side of the barn all kind of dust free.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And
this whole-
we did more, the stuff that you didn't want to have all dusted up. And
Yeah.
all right, would you guys have anything else you want to add, or?
Well, it's been a wonderful, wonderful time here raising kids and just being out here in the wide open and doing our own thing for the last 45 years, and God blessed us.
Yeah, it's been great, and
Now we're ready to turn a new page.
turn a new page. And I guess I just want to thank you for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next one.